Even as vaccine shortage peaks in India, government panel, National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization has made some major recommendations on vaccine drive. The panel has advised increasing gap between two doses of Covishield to 12 to 16 weeks from a current gap of 6 weeks. That's the latest that is coming in. I'm Chaiti Narula. Today we're going to be discussing vaccine FAQs with two top doctors who are going to be joining us to address the gap between the two jabs that you need to take. There has been no change that has been advised in the dosage interval for Covaxin. The government panel recommends those testing positive for COVID should defer the vaccination for 6 months after recovery. The recommendations of NTAGI are going to be sent to the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration for COVID-19. Milan is now joining us live for the very latest. Milan, there is a recommended gap between the dose of Covishield. Is this being backed by any kind of scientific advice, or is this perhaps, as many would deem it, being done because of the supply crunch that one is seeing of Covishield?
Yes, Chaiti, that's the question most people are hinting on, that right now we don't have vaccine supplies in India, and which is probably why the NTAGI may have taken this decision, because the group is now saying that you need to wait for at least 12 to 16 weeks to take the second shot of Covishield vaccine. Remember, Covishield is also the most administered vaccine in the country, and Covaxin is given lesser, as the productions are itself less. But the NTAGI, which is the technical group of immunization, doesn't look at these things. They look at scientific evidence. And we are being told that based on scientific data, this recommendation has been made by the group. And they've also made a recommendation saying that those recovered from COVID-19 should wait for at least 6 months to take their first jab of the COVID-19 shot. This creates a bit of a confusion, Chaiti, because the CDC guidelines in the US also state that one must take the second, the vaccine after recovery from COVID in a span of 90 days. So we'll have to wait and see what the confirmation on this and what the evidence based on this is from the government side. But right now, these recommendations are sweeping because it will change the way India is doing its vaccination once again, Chaiti.
Change the way. And I just want to tell our viewers, Milan, stay with us, that we will be joined by top doctors who are going to be addressing just this. While the recommendation that is coming, let me first walk you through the recommendation, then I'd like to go to our doctors to understand whether this recommendation is backed by any science or not. The new vaccine gap recommended now by NTAGI for Covishield is a gap of 6 to 8 weeks between the jab and 4 weeks between Covaxin. This is the gap that was there earlier, but now they're saying from 6 to 8 weeks, go to 12 to 16 weeks. Questions arising on why 12 to 16 weeks of a gap between two doses of Covishield when we are facing such a bad pandemic in the country, and here the priority needs to be prevention. So why increase the dose? Is it backed by scientific advice or not? Covaxin, they're saying no change in the dosage interval. Milan, again, you know, big questions arising on whether doctors are attesting the gap of 12 to 16 weeks, and questions arising on how we as a country are going to be achieving any kind of herd immunity if you keep increasing the dosage between two jabs.
Well, Chaiti, questions on herd immunity have been looming large, but at this point, you remember in March, the government increased the dosage gap for Covishield, especially after experts and scientific evidence emerged that the immunity is better induced if you take the second jab after a gap of more than 4 to 8 weeks. And that is what the dosage gap was changed from an earlier 28 days. And that was backed by scientific evidence. And we'll have to see whether the 12 to 16 week gap that the government is now recommending, this panel that works on immunization is recommending.
Milan, stay with us right there on the show today to answer all these FAQs for the vaccination and the new guidelines that have come in. We've got Dr. Arvinder Soin, Chairman of Medanta Liver Institute, Dr. Prateek Samdani, critical care and physician and intensivist of Breach Candy Hospital. Welcome to the show, doctors. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, joining us on this breaking news that is coming in. This is a very important show discussing the FAQs when it comes to vaccination in India. Dr. Prateek Samdani, recently you and I were having a chat and you advised me reducing the gap between two jabs. How many weeks gap do you endorse as a doctor for Covishield and Covaxin both?
See, Chaiti, I think that there's no controversy as well as Covaxin is concerned because that mandate has not changed. Now, with the Covishield, what's happened is they've picked this data out from the AZD122 trial, where they actually found in a small subset of patients that when they gave the second jab within less than 6 weeks, the efficacy was about 54.9%. When they increased this between 6 to 8 weeks, it went to 59.9%. When they made it between 9 to 11 weeks, it went to 63.7%. And when they increased the gap between the 2 weeks by about 12 weeks, between the two doses, about 12 weeks, the efficacy rose to 82.4%. I think that's where this recommendation comes from. At this moment of time, Chaiti, I would not be able to tell you how long will your immunity last, whether it's through vaccination or infection. I would feel if you need maximum protection, it's better to get 2 doses earlier. However, to get large number of people vaccinated, at least with 1 dose, there could be some science behind this scientific truth.
There could be some science, is what Dr. Prateek Samdani says. Dr. Soin, what is your recommendation? The panel is now giving out suggestions saying that increase the number of doses. Would you say the need of the hour today, because of the deadly strain of the virus and people really, in shambles with scouting for and scavenging for oxygen, beds and ventilators, some not even surviving the new strain, the need of the hour is to reduce the gap between the 2 doses, or would you go with this panel's advice of increasing the gap?
Chaiti, the Lancet study has already been alluded to by Praveen. And basically that suggested in about 2,000 patients who had the gap between the 2 jabs was about 12 weeks, that it was very effective, 81% efficacy. So that's the science behind it. I'm not sure there is a lot of science in the period 12 to 16 weeks, but there have been studies which have shown that the first dose effectiveness lasts up to 90 days. So the thing is that there is obviously a supply crunch. And there is also a need to vaccinate a large proportion of the population. So under the circumstances, the line of thinking is okay. I think 12 weeks is logical, but 12 to 16 weeks, I'm not sure there is a lot of science behind it. What would be better is to actually, instead of saying that people who've had COVID can wait 6 months for the jab, it would be better to actually test antibodies in people before vaccinating them. And those who have beyond a certain level of antibodies, which are protective, they could actually wait on the jab. So that's what my thinking is.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, Dr. Samdani, do you attest to the fact that first go ahead, check your antibodies, see how many antibodies you have, and then decide whether you want to keep the gap shorter or you want to make it 12 to 16 weeks as this panel is recommended? I also want to ask you one more question. Why is it that the panel is not recommended the same for Covaxin?
Can I just come in?
Yes, Dr. Soin.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to clarify. There were 2 recommendations made. One was that people who have had COVID infection can wait 6 months before their jab. And the second recommendation was to space the Covishield 2 jabs by 12 to 16 weeks. So my response to 12 to 16 is that up to 12 is okay, but 12 to 16, there is not a lot of scientific evidence yet. And the other one was a response to the second suggestion, which means you can wait for 6 months after your COVID infection before getting the jab. Well, I think it would be better to test antibodies among those people who've had COVID before you decide to wait 6 months or 3 months.
I'm coming to that point as well, but very important point Dr. Soin has mentioned. But Dr. Samdani, you were recommending according to you as a doctor who's treating COVID patients day in and day out. Let's forget about what the panel says and everything. According to you, what should be the gap for Covishield? What should be the gap for Covaxin?
I think Covaxin fits into the 4 weeks gap. To my personal mind, for patients who are COVID naive, that means who've never got COVID in the recent past, I would say if you have enough doses, the earlier you take it, the better. That means anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks or 12 weeks at max. But it's a great thing to do the antibody test. And it's also important to know which antibody test to do. See, the Covishield works on the spike protein. So you need to do the spike protein antibody if you had COVID, if you've taken the Covishield. And more important than that is to actually do the neutralizing antibody percentage. If your percentage, the government recommends 20%, I would say about 50% or more. If you are more than 50%, that would tell you that you have some amount of safety. But if you, I would be little skeptical to say 12 to 16 weeks and take the second shot. See, that gives you a larger chance to give you an infection, because protection at max comes only after the second dose. For example, one dose will give you protection maybe at 40, 45, 50%, but two doses will give you 75 and 80%. So I would go as early as possible after 4 weeks, but antibody test is the most scientific way to do it.
So somewhere, Dr. Soin, we come back to that point that this decision perhaps, or the recommendation for that matter, I correct my language, is coming on the back of the fact, perhaps, because of that supply crunch that we're seeing as far as Covishield is concerned?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think if we had enough vaccines to go by, we would stick with the recommendations of the earlier committee, which said 6 to 8 weeks, and perhaps up to 12 weeks is okay. But you see, they also want to take decisions which will help a larger section of the population being covered by at least one dose, other than a smaller section of society having 2 doses. So you see, there is some logic that in the face of the crunch. Yes, if we had enough vaccines, then I think we could stick with the original plan.
Absolutely. Dr. Sandani, for Covishield and Covaxin both, what if I've already had COVID, then what is the recommended gap? The government panel now says 6 months. What do you recommend as a doctor?
I would only do an antibody test. I would not give a deadline or a time frame or a line to say that you should not take it. See, world over, they actually, first the recommendation came that you can take your shot as early as 15 days after you've recovered from COVID. So I would be a little scared to say 6 months is a deadline. But if you have antibodies that mount adequately enough at 6 months, that could be it. So the idea here is to vaccinate larger numbers because of scarcity of vaccines, so that you get some protection and try to achieve some amount of herd immunity. The idea is not to get, smaller sections populated with 2 doses. But 6 months, I think, is too long. See, world over, Chaiti, if you see the Sinovac, that's the corona vaccine, you're giving 2 doses 14 days apart. I know the methods of vaccines are different. The Johnson & Johnson, we know, is single dose. The AstraZeneca tells you 2 doses 12 weeks apart. The Sputnik, for example, in Russia, tells you 2 doses 21 days apart. And that's also a viral vector vaccine. Just a non-replicating one. There are 2 different serotypes. That means it's similar to the one the AstraZeneca or the Covishield works. The Moderna tells you 2 at 28 days apart, and Pfizer tells you 2 doses at 21 days apart. So there is, except for the AstraZeneca Covishield, the other vaccine companies, if you have to take 2 doses, give you actually only a period of 3 weeks to 4 weeks between the 2 shots.
Right. Dr. Soin, if I take the first jab and then say after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I test positive for COVID, in that case, what should be the gap between my first jab and the second one?
We were widely recommending people to actually have the second jab 2 to 4 weeks after recovery from the infection. 2 weeks if you've had asymptomatic or mild infection, and 4 weeks if you've had moderate or severe infection. The CDC recommendation for mRNA vaccines in the US is 3 months after you recover from infection. So at this moment in time, even the authorities, the Health Ministry and the ICMR have been saying 1 to 2 months. So I would still go with 1 month. So if you've recovered from COVID, after recovery, wait for a month and then have your jab.
Right. And, now the big question arising here, Dr. Preeti Sandani, is that how can we as a country achieve herd immunity if we keep increasing the gap between these doses? Shouldn't the focus now be on rapid acceleration of a vaccine rollout than giving out advices like this to increase the gap, which perhaps may or may not be backed by scientific advice?
Well, that's the only way. Vaccination, either you get the whole population or 60% of the population infected, which is absolutely impossible, or you get vaccination. So I'm sure that they're trying, they're going to start importing vaccines. They're stepping up the manufacturing so that large populations get both doses as early as possible. That is really the only way. So step up the immunization process. that's the way to beat this virus, besides all the other things that we've done over the last 1 year. We have no other choice. We need to step up the immunization program.
And Dr. Soin, for achieving herd immunity, would you recommend reduction of this particular gap instead of increasing the gap?
In an ideal world, yes. But you see, we know that by August, the Indian manufacturers, specifically Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech, are going to be ramping up their capacity to about 17 crore a month, which is very good. And I think that vaccination program after that can be taken care of largely by domestic manufacturing. But before that, if we could import mRNA vaccines or Sputnik or Novavax in much higher quantities than have been committed so far, then we would be able to take care of the next 3 months. I'm afraid starting in August will be too late. We are going to get the third wave. So this gap is just an interim measure because we don't have enough vaccines, I'm afraid.
You know, Dr. Soin, what you said right now is that unfortunately we are headed for a third wave as well. And keeping in mind the third wave too, then ideal world, of course, the longer the gap one keeps between doses of corona vaccine, the better the efficacy results are going to be. And even Adar Poonawalla has really said that. But the fact is, can we afford it at this point of time, Dr. Soin, in our country?
Yeah, I think we are saying the same thing in many different ways. In an ideal world, waiting for 3 months or 12 weeks between 2 Covishield doses is okay, scientifically. But waiting any longer may actually reduce the overall efficacy of vaccination.
Hold on there. Yes, go on.
So we should procure more doses for the next 3 months. But after August, I'm told there'll be enough domestic capacity.
Hold on right there. I'm going to come back to both of you. Let's listen into what Adar Poonawalla had said about the efficacy results and the gap to be kept between 2 doses.
You're suggesting that if I get a second dose within a month of my first dose, then the efficacy is about 70%. If, however, there is a gap of 2.5 or 3 months between the first and the second dose, then the efficacy is 90%. Is that what you're trying to suggest? Because in the results that we read in Lancet and elsewhere, it said that the AstraZeneca vaccine had an efficacy of 70%. So why this confusion between the results that came out earlier and the results that you are now claiming at this moment?
Well, I'm only echoing what the CEO of AstraZeneca has said, and it's come out from Oxford and AstraZeneca from the trials, because one arm, which did it with 1 month apart, was 60% effective to 70% effective, as you mentioned. And there was another few thousand group of patients where they gave a gap between dose 1 and dose 2. And that's where they found 90%. So, the regulator is going to recommend 1 month to 3 months as a gap. And then it'll be depending on the government and urgency and personal choice of how people want to go about vaccinating themselves. But logic would suggest you wait 2.5 months at least between dose 1 and 2, because, all vaccines, if you look at other vaccines as well, not just COVID-19 vaccines, the longer gap you keep between doses, the better the efficacy results that are found, because you're not loading the system again so fast, and you don't have cross neutralizing antibodies and so many other factors which I won't go into right now, which could affect the efficacy of the vaccine if you take it very closely together.
So the longer the gap, the better the efficacy. But at this point, when this stage in India, both the doctors on your screens are advising take the second jab as soon as possible, as we are somewhere on, expecting the third wave to set in the country as well. So to better be safe at this point of time is the doctor's recommendation coming in. Dr. Samdani, a different set of advice will go in for women who are pregnant. What would your advice be as far as the gap for pregnant women is concerned?
So at this moment, the ICMR doesn't even recommend pregnant women to get vaccinated. But the United States is now going ahead and saying women should get vaccinated. My suggestion at this moment is that, the Gynecological Society is writing a petition to the government to say, let's allow pregnant women to get vaccinated. And I feel the vaccination duration should be at 4 to 6 weeks between the 2 shots.
Dr. Soin, as far as children are concerned, of course, the nod is still to come, but what would your recommendation be as far as kids are concerned, and how soon, once kids are allowed to get vaccinated, what should be the gap that you would advise for the children?
So the gap is really the next step. First is to get approval to use it in children. And we know that Covaxin has been given permission to hold trials for 2 to 18 years of age on administration of vaccines. And we know that Canada, US have approved for 12 to 15-year-olds to be given
Pfizer-BioNTech
mRNA.
has been approved in the US, yes.
And yeah, that's right. And to give mRNA vaccines. So yes. So I think that the children have been allowed to give vaccines. The logic in the US is that before kids get to school in the fall, they should be all vaccinated. And that's a very sound logic, because aren't we here fearing that in the third wave, there'll be a lot of children affected? So yes, I mean, in an ideal world, if we had enough vaccine stock and if we had vaccines that were approved for use in children, we would be using them here. The gap would continue to be the same. I think the trials that are being held that have been held in the US have actually done only a 3-week gap between the two doses. Covaxin, I'm told, will plan a 4-week gap, and Covishield, we don't have any scientific information on as yet in children.
All right, and Dr. Samdani, as far as Sputnik is concerned, what would your advice be?
2 doses, 21 days away. That's where the data comes. 90% efficacy as per the Russian population. But this is, see, when you do a study in a country like Russia, there's not much ethnic variation. Unlike the United States, where you have blacks, you have Caucasians, you have Asians, you have the Hispanics. Russia basically is for the Russian population. So you don't have a diverse population. But what the studies in Russia clearly say for Sputnik, 21 days apart, 2 doses.
And Dr. Samdani, what do you have to say about the shortage as far as vaccine is concerned? With the kind of shortage and the gaps that we're seeing, Dr. Samdani, what kind of impact it would have on the health of the nation, on the people of the nation?
See, we are getting patients, we are losing patients all across the country, and vaccination is the only way. I think the facilities for speeding up vaccinations and production are really being taken ahead, and they are doing their best at this moment to really speed up the vaccination program. They're also trying to import as early as possible. Maharashtra, for example, Mumbai, the MCGM is the first municipal corporation in the country to open a global tender for vaccination. And they have said today that within 3 weeks of the tender, you must give us the vaccines if you're passed in the tender. So I think this is the only way. You should set a deadline, open global tenders, import vaccines if you can't manufacture them quickly, and en masse vaccinate.
And just a different outlook to this, Dr. Soin, before we let you both go, in the light of the supply crunch that we're seeing, in the light of the fact that most of these inoculation centers have dried up, do not even have the jabs to give away, is it then in that particular case, it is better that a larger amount of population at least gets 1 jab and see when the second jab comes in, rather than trying to reduce the gap and the same person getting 2 jabs in a span of a shorter duration?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Chaiti. That's the premise that the authorities have worked on and made this announcement. And that's what I said at the beginning of the show, that yes, it is much more desirable to have a larger section of the population vaccinated with 1 dose than have a large number of people having had no vaccination at all.
All right, that clears up a lot of frequently asked questions on vaccination. I thank you very, very much, Dr. Soin and Dr. Samdani, for taking the time out. I know you all are in between your hospitalization rounds, and I've pulled you out of that to answer these FAQs on the back of this news that has just trickled in. Thank you again very much for your time. I hope for our viewers that clears all your doubts as far as vaccination is concerned and the new advisory that has come in as well. With that, it's a wrap from me, Chaiti Narula, on this bulletin. Headlines on the other side.